Tasters, welcome to another episode of Tastiness, where I review Weight Watcher friendly recipes. I give them a taste and let you know if you should make them or not. And today, Tasters, we're gonna be making some copycat Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Yep, those biscuits that you get when you go out to eat at Red Lobster. And I know you all have seen the boxes in your local grocery stores where they have the mix. Well, ww.livelifelaugh, the same person on IG that I got the apple, banana, cinnamon skinny muffins from, has developed a copycat recipe that's Weight Watcher friendly, Tasters. So I said, you know what? I think my tasters need to see that, and I want to taste it too. Who doesn't love a Red Lobster cheddar biscuit? Come on now. So let's dig in and see what's in it. See how ww.livelifelaugh has lightened this recipe up. So the first thing she says do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees, which I've already done that. First we have 1 1/4 cup all-purpose flour. Into this flour I'm going to add my seasonings. In my seasoning mixture I have 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. I have a ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. I'm going to add these seasonings to my flour mixture. Also to my flour mixture, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And one way she's lightening up this recipe is I'm going to be using a ½ cup of fat-free cheddar cheese. That's right, the fat-free version. Gonna give that a swirl. Next, she says to add in 1½ tablespoons of cold butter with clean hands. So I'm gonna get the cold butter out of the refrigerator, wash my hands, and mix it up. In her recipe, she used Land O'Lakes-like butter, and I'm going to be using the I can't believe it's not butter, light butter. Have 1 tablespoon and now ½ a tablespoon. Smell that Old Bay seasoning, Taster. And last but not least, we're going to add in a ½ cup of unsweetened almond milk and 1/8 cup of plain nonfat Greek yogurt. She says our mixture will be a little sticky, so that's to be expected. See the dough forming, Tasters. Look at this dough, Tasters. Look like some cheddar biscuits in the making to me. Look at it. Look like it's ready for us to scoop our biscuits out and put them in the oven. This makes about 12 mid-sized biscuits, and she says in her recipe, I don't expect them to be large, but they're only going to be about 2 personal points per biscuit for 1, but you can have 2 for 3 points. So that's going to be a nice treat. Again, just a little taste, not too much. I don't expect them to be huge because she says they're not going to be huge in her recipe. So the next step, we are going to grease our cooking sheet, and she says to scoop out your dough into 12 equal parts. Throw them in the preheated oven on 400 and cook them for about 16 to 20 minutes. Oh, also before we cook them, we're going to sprinkle a little parsley, because you know we got to have that little green effect to it, just like they do at Red Lobster, Tasters. We're going to sprinkle a little parsley on top of our dough before we put them in the oven. So I'm putting cookie spray on my cooking sheet. And I have an ice cream scoop here to kind of scoop out my 12 biscuits. She doesn't give an exact measurement for the dough, so we're just going to kind of guesstimate and try to make them as even as possible. I have to take a little bit off of some of those others to put it on that last one there. You know how we get in the beginning, we're all scooping it like, oh, let me add a little bit to that last one. It's looking a little whole, as they say. A little bit smaller than the other. Let's sprinkle our parsley on. Tasters, you can't tell me that we're not in the kitchen at Red Lobster. Look at those. Look at those tasters. Looks like we're in the kitchen at Red Lobster. Let's throw them in the oven. She says to cook them for 16 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to do in between about 18 minutes and we'll see where we are here. Now that we have those in the oven, tasters, I think this would be a great time for us to talk about our tasty tip for today. And as you all know, those tips that I give you each and every week are typically from experiences that happen throughout my week and that comes to my recollection. You say, you know what? This is something that I do. It's just second nature to me. And this has really been something that has helped me over the years, over these 20 years. And this week, as you all know, because I get all of my recipes from social media, I'm a big social media fan. And so I found this recipe on Instagram. And I'm sure you all have seen where they have these giveaways on Instagram where they ask you to follow other people who they're doing share weeks with. I'm sure those people who are in the WW community on Instagram are familiar with share weeks, where they team up with other WW people on Instagram and they share different things. Sometimes it may be Super Bowl recipes, sometimes it may be Valentine's Day treats, and they ask you to follow everyone else that's in the group. You entered into a giveaway. So I did that this week, and I actually came across some new WW recipes that I hadn't seen before. And one of them that I came across, I was just looking at their journey and just thinking about how far that they've come. And, you know, I said, wow, she started here, I started there. And, you know, I started to begin to compare myself. And you know what I said, Tastiness? I said, that's not what has gotten you this far. Compare yourself. Tasters, we can't compare our journeys to other people's journeys, how they look. As you know, on social media, we don't know what type of enhancements, actual enhancements or technological enhancements that have been given to those pictures. So it would be unwise of us to compare ourselves to other people's journey. It can be inspiration, but not necessarily good for comparison, because as we have heard, that comparison is the thief of all joy, and that's truly an actual, I would find to be an actual statement that can be harmful to your journey. So I say, you know what, Tastiness? Don't compare yourself. And that's something that's helped me over the years. My journey is my journey. I can learn tips from others. I can get recipes from others, but that doesn't mean my journey is going to look exactly like anyone else's. No two people have the same exact journey. I'm sure you all know that. So that's our tasty tip for today. Be you. Don't compare yourself to other people. And in this social media world, that is very, very difficult. So I had to give myself a reminder of that this week and just think about how I've had my own journey over the years and just did the things that I feel like I could live with, that I was comfortable with, and not comparing myself to other people has really helped me along the way. That's our tasty tip for the week. And I'm going to sit here and try to wait till these biscuits come out of the oven, tasters. Hear that, tasters? Sounds like that's our timer, and it's time for some Red Lobster Cheddar Biscuits. Let's see how they look. Looks like they're ready, tasters. Looks like they're ready. Let's give them a taste. They did stick a little bit to the cooking sheet, so the bottom came up a little bit. Just gotta pull the bottom. So you definitely want to make sure that you grease your cooking sheet, because it did stick a little bit, the bottom. Look at this, tasters. Look at this. Doesn't it look delicious? Look at them. They're nice and moist. I think I'm at Red Lobster, y'all. Let's give it a taste. That's a good substitute, taster. That's a good substitute. Put a little butter spray on and we're gonna be in business. How about it? This is our video for the week. Have an amazing